What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Spill Street YouTube channel. I am your host and Atlanta go-to realtor, Michael Spill, giving you the spill on the Atlanta real estate market. Now, today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, we want to talk about the 7 biggest mistakes that first-time home buyers make in the process of purchasing their first home and how you can avoid these mistakes. Let's dive in. The first biggest mistake that most first-time home buyers make when purchasing their first home or being in the process of purchasing their first home is neglecting their finances. When many people are in the process of purchasing their first home, they do not have a clue of how much they need to save up for the down payment, as well as closing costs or any other fees that may come up, such as agent fees or inspection fees. Another common mistake as it relates to first-time home buyers in the midst of purchasing their first home is they neglect getting pre-qualified and or pre-approved. When you get pre-qualified for a home, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to let you know if you qualify for a home loan at all. And a pre-approval is going to be the official letter letting you know exactly how much money a lender will lend you for purchasing a home. Now, technically, you do not need a pre-approval to make an offer on a property. However, most sellers are going to require either a pre-approval letter or proof of funds to purchase with all cash before they accept any offer. To avoid this mistake, talk to a lender, get pre-qualified, get pre-approved. That way you know exactly what you can afford. And while you're at it, find out what down payment assistance you qualify for to help reduce the down payment and closing costs. Now, granted, not everybody is going to be approved for down payment assistance, but if you are approved for down payment assistance, that can significantly reduce your down payment and closing costs, giving you a stronger chance at closing on the property. In addition to the pre-approval, ladies and gentlemen, when you find out how much you can afford, you want to avoid putting yourself in a position to become house poor. So make sure you look for a home that is at least $50,000 to $100,000 less than what you qualify for. For example, if you're pre-approved for $375,000, you want to be looking for a home that's anywhere from $280,000 to about $325,000 max. But I would try to stay a little under $300,000 if I'm approved for $375,000. That way, when it comes down to your mortgage, you know that you'll have more than enough money left over for maintenance and monthly utilities. You want to be mindful about keeping your monthly mortgage payments between 28 to 35% maximum. That way you're not putting yourself in a position to become house poor. And I would try to get as close to 28% as possible, because you never know what type of maintenance that you're going to have to do on that property, especially if you're going to be purchasing a resale property. Now, the second biggest mistake that most people make in the process of purchasing their first home is not hiring a realtor like Michael Spill. Now, from what I see on social media every single day, these YouTubian struggle streaming realtor shaming gurus are telling these first-time home buyers and even these sellers not to hire a realtor. That is a big mistake. Now, based on the new Georgia real estate law, agents are not required to split the commission. There's 2 ways I want to address that, ladies and gentlemen. Number 1, you're going to find yourself paying way more money than you ever would have by not hiring a realtor just off the strength of you making costly mistakes, such as overpaying for a home, paying tens of thousands of dollars on maintenance because nobody gave you a heads up on what you should look out for before purchasing the home, being stressed out over paperwork, especially when it comes to contingencies that you don't understand, which could put you in a position to lose money and not get the home that you're looking for. And the list goes on. Trust me. Now, despite the Georgia real estate law, most seller agents in the state of Georgia are still splitting commission with the buyer agent. And the ones who ain't splitting commission, they may not ever sell that goddamn house. But all jokes aside, ladies and gentlemen, there are many incentives that you can work out with your buyer's agent to ensure that they get a commission if the seller's agent is not agreeing to split the commission. Now, to avoid this mistake, ladies and gentlemen, be sure that you work with an agent that is experienced, knowledgeable, knows the Atlanta real estate market, knows the metro Atlanta real estate market, is willing to negotiate on your behalf, and most importantly, help you avoid costly mistakes and be sure that you are purchasing a home for the right reasons and they are not going to put you in a position where you become house poor. The third biggest mistake that I see most people making in the process of purchasing their first home is choosing the wrong lender, or better yet, not getting enough quotes from more than one lender prior to committing to a loan. Not getting multiple quotes from at least 3 different lenders could cause you to make higher payments and lead to long-term financial stress. Ladies and gentlemen, you can easily avoid this mistake by getting at least 3 quotes from 3 different lenders and comparing the best rates before you commit to a home loan. The fourth biggest mistake that I am seeing people make in the process of purchasing their first home is not researching the neighborhood. Real estate is all about location, 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 location. Your dream home is not always about the type of house. A lot of times it's about where it's located. And for some people, it's about where it's not located. Many people move to Atlanta and purchase homes that they did not know had a high crime rate. And many people move to Atlanta and neglect purchasing a home in upcoming neighborhoods that could have gotten them a great deal, along with a significant increase in property value 3 to 5 years down the line. To avoid this mistake, you and or your realtor, most likely you can rely on your realtor for this because you are paying them a commission, have them simply research the crime rate in an area that you are looking to purchase a property in. Another tip, ladies and gentlemen, you want to try to avoid living in a neighborhood that has more renters than homeowners. Now, clearly, I'm not saying that the renters are the ones doing the crime, but when we look at the statistics, you'll see that crime is most likely to happen in a neighborhood where the majority of people are renting. Another thing that you're seeing in these neighborhoods where there are more renters than homeowners is the upkeep of the properties. You're not seeing these properties being well kept because majority of the time, the renter does not have a vested interest in that property like the homeowner has a vested interest in that property. So definitely try to avoid neighborhoods where there are more people renting than actually more people owning the home. And that data and research can be found as well. Now, for my people who seek opportunity, have your realtor research city planning to see what new developments are going to be conducted in the municipality that you are interested in. That way you have a solid idea on if and when it would be worth purchasing a home in an upcoming community so that you don't miss out on any opportunity. The fifth mistake that I'm seeing people make when purchasing their first home is making emotional decisions and not logically thinking. Don't get me wrong, buying your first home can be very, very exciting, but making decisions based on emotions and not logic can possibly lead to a decision that you regret. A lot of first-time home buyers will walk into a home that may look perfect, but little do they know they may be getting ready to purchase a home with hidden problems, even with new construction homes. Do not have a blind eye when y'all going to look at these properties, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of developers and contractors these days are real quick to put a wig on a pig just to catch a gig. Y'all would be amazed how many stories I get on the regular of people who go into a home, they get excited about the granite countertops, the hardwood floors, the shiny LED lights, and they decide to, just think everything is all good, skip the inspection because they think they're going to save a couple $100, only to find out that they have to pay tens of thousands of dollars in maintenance fees when it comes to things like HVAC or roofing. You can simply avoid this mistake by hiring a trusted home inspector to inspect the home and ensure that there are no problems with the home that will be a financial burden to you. And if there are any problems with the home, I'm not saying don't purchase it, but clearly you'll be able to renegotiate the sales price of that home. That way you can save yourself a few dollars when it comes to getting that problem fixed later. The sixth biggest mistake that I'm seeing a lot of people make when going to purchase their first property is avoiding resale and chasing new construction. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking new construction. I understand that a lot of first-time home buyers will flock to new construction due to things like modern features, low maintenance, customization. But in reality, when you compare new construction to resale properties, it's not always what it's cracked up to be, especially in this day and time. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about, right? When you look at most resale properties, they generally have things like larger lots, unique architectural designs, established neighborhoods with less renters, move-in ready homes, which means you don't have to wait months for the development to finish, affordability, lower property taxes, and the list goes on. And if you're creative enough, I would argue that you can do just as much customization with the resale property as you could with the new construction home if you're up to it. And don't get me wrong, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not saying that you're going to a resale property and you won't have to deal with any maintenance problems such as HVAC, roofing, or foundation. But what I am saying is you can go into a new construction home and still have to deal with those same problems. You can ask any inspector in any state out here, and they will tell you that there's just as many problems that could be wrong with a new construction home just as much as a resale home. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is look at resale properties just as much as you'll look at new construction properties. Do not sleep, especially if you're looking at purchasing a home that has a lot more yard space, a lot more characteristics to it, and you're looking to do a little bit more to your home as it relates to, decorating and, doing something to it to increase the value of your home throughout the years. Because with a lot of the new construction homes, the way it's like cookie cutter set up, they look good, don't get me wrong, but it's not a lot that you can do with those homes, and you can still have the same maintenance problems when inspecting those homes that you could have with a resale property home. And the seventh thing that I'm seeing most people do in the process of purchasing their first home that is a big mistake is making big purchases before closing day, or shall I say financing things before closing day. In most cases, if you're going to be financing anything the day before closing, this can cause your deal to fall through if you are going to be financing your property. Now, granted, deals can fall through for numerous different reasons, such as changing your financial status, unresolved liens on the home, or even paperwork issues such as contingencies not being met. However, it is very common for people who are purchasing their first home to purchase things like a brand new car, brand new furniture for the home, or even opening up a new line of credit. Doing things like this will drop your credit score and ruin your mortgage approval. Ladies and gentlemen, you can simply avoid this mistake by not financing anything until you close that deal and get them keys in your hand. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 7 biggest mistakes that people make in the process of purchasing their first home and how they can be avoided. If you are ready to start the home buying process and you want to work with me, you can go ahead and click the new buyers and sellers link in the description below. Leave your email as well as your phone number. That way I can reach out to you and set up a free consultation so that we can see if buying a home will be the best decision for you this year. Or you can direct message me on social media, whichever works best for you. If you found this video helpful, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that post bell notification button for more Atlanta real estate insights. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, continue to spread positivity, information, love, and light. Thank y'all so much for watching this episode. See you next time on Spill Street. Peace.